So basically, the person or sense of seeking is looking for a better experience. That's simply all it's looking for, right? And therefore it wants bliss, it wants happiness, it wants contentment. And that's why at least for now, I don't like to call it any of that stuff, because it's so misleading for the seeker. It makes it seem like it will get that. It is possible that it will get that. This is the end of you. This is the end of seeking for a next something. This is the end of time. Like, for here, that is the most biggest relief ever. That time vanished. Time is just a concept now. All there is simply this. The simplicity of the unknown. We have no idea what this is, where we are, what's happening. There's no actual meaning to it. There's no importance in things, because that's just an idea, that's a mental projection of something onto nothing. So all there is everything. That's it. The end. What a relief. Okay. So, sometimes my mind just goes blank. There's just no words. Like, really. It's kind of like the beauty just speaks for itself. There's no need for words anymore. Okay, so I digress. So the reason why this could be one of the most difficult things you ever go through is because the identity or person never allows itself to lose everything, just to really fall apart. Let go of all ideas of ways to be. Let go of all ideas of good and bad. All ideas of, I'm this type of person, I'm a productive person, I'm a lazy person, I'm a piece of shit, I'm the greatest person in the world. Like, all of that is not true. None of it. But when the existence of this imaginary sense of self is really confronted, it will regurgitate the familiar narrative that's there. Most of the time it's based on low self-esteem or low self-worth, like I'm not good enough, and it starts thinking that I'm pointless, my life is pointless, this is meaningless. And it's okay if it's being interpreted that way, but just know that that's not the truth. It's not. The mind is just regurgitating, it's just attacking. I don't even know if those are the right words, because it's innocent. I know it can feel shitty and horrible, but it's kind of just innocently arising. Like, it's understandable that the nervous system would be extremely threatened here, because it has no imaginary safety thing or idea to grab onto anymore. It can't. So it's left with nothing over and over and over. And how could that not be uncomfortable? How could that not bring up all the discomfort that was avoided in that lifetime? How could that not be alarming? And so then, I think it's gonna rain. So then the so-called nervous system, which is just a label, will bring up these fearful thoughts, and it's so understandable. And this is also where all of your insecurities of, what about a partner? Will I lose that? Will I have that? Will I get that? What about money? What about sex? What about my looks? What about the health of the body? What about my image of how other people perceive me? Like all of these things, it gets triggered. And because not many people go through this, it's a lonely path. Like even when I was going through this with my friend, I still felt lonely because my parents couldn't understand me. I could talk to my sister, but she couldn't really understand me, because if you don't go through this, you have no idea what this could be like. No idea how difficult this could actually be and how confusing. So this really is like, when Jesus was on the cross and he's completely alone. The whole world turned his back against him and he lost everything. He's losing his life. And that's how it feels when you're losing yourself. And it's not that you lose anything. It's the sense of oh God, discomfort and and worry and concern and grieving and loss. That is the you. That is the me. So it's not there already, but energetically, it can feel absolutely real. And another reason why people don't go really through this thoroughly, completely, is because every single part of the person, every single drop of that effect needs to go to zero. I mean, really, there's no need for anything, but it literally felt like the personal energy went to absolute zero here. Nothing was left. And so then there was nothing. Absolute zero. And you can't imagine what that's like. There's no desire, no excitement, no need for anything anymore. There's nothing in this world for you. That's what's seen so clearly. That nothing was going to satisfy. And I'm glad that I saw that. I'm glad that I energetically feel the truth of that. What a blessing. What a beautiful thing to really feel while the body's alive. To be without this need for another thing to complete me. Without the need for a future imagined safety thing. There's no more reminiscing about the past. There's just absolute deep rest. But as long as those things, it's like So as long as these worries and concerns and doubts and fears are coming up, let them be there. There's nothing wrong with it. It's really understandable that it would come up. And you know, if the upbringing there was extremely difficult, this will be a bit more, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be really difficult to go through this. And it's nice to have the support, because the mind will go crazy. It will say some really negative things, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it never ever says the truth. It's just in fear. The body is in fear. The body is panicking. The body is worried. Yeah. And the story that kept replaying here was like, how could I have prevented this? Why did I need to suffer so much? Why did that certain thing have to happen? Why was I conditioned this way? There were so many thoughts like that coming up over and over, and pain and loneliness, and it did not feel good. But there was just a deeper and deeper surrender over and over again. After fighting, after resisting, after seeing that it's pointless, that it never leads anywhere, that all there is to do is let go now. And it was like this going back and forth. This personal thing was fighting, yet it was held by life. And there was this oscillation between the two until life just consumed this person completely. So totally. I think I want to say this because I want to tell you that it is possible. It's possible to be at complete rest while the body's still alive. And obviously it depends. I cannot talk to every single individual through one video. But for some reason I do want to say that this is possible. This is a possibility. And there is just absolute wonder. I don't know anything. There is no knowing. And I don't need to know anything anymore. Like, I used to do this kind of art where, you know, I would look at the beautiful details of things. I don't think that focused. But I used to do this art where I just fell in love with every single little detail. And now I can say, like, there's no effort needed in that to appreciate the simplicity of what's simply here. It's just stunning. It's like, wow. And it's overlooked. when that seeking and time is there, it's just overlooked. It's not a bad thing. It's not a wrong thing. It's just what it is. And this is just a description that when the body is completely at rest, it's just like, wow. I don't know what is wow. I don't know what this is. It's just wow. Then it's almost impossible to see anything wrong with the world, with anything. You see that the world doesn't exist, society doesn't exist, you don't exist. All there is everything. All there is this unknown, boundless love. That is all there is. How can you fix that? How can you change it? How can you make it better than already everything? Where is the need to do that? What will it fulfill? And to be given this gift, it's not given to anyone, but it's just amazing that it could be so-called experienced in this body, that this gift of the gift of nothing. The gift of pure simplicity. The gift of no words. The gift of silence. The last thing I want to do is intensify the longing for this. You know, if that happens, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But you will never get anything. You will not get this. You will not become anything. You will not become enlightened or awakened. You just melt away.